You've probably seen all these digital nomads on social media, traveling around the world, supposedly working from their laptops in a different city every week. No matter what, it's like they're always living the good life. Are they working? Are they on vacation? Are they secretly just drug smugglers? What are these people? The fact is, there are millions of them nowadays. Maybe you've heard of digital nomads living off of $5 a day in Thailand, or you've seen them in a coffee shop doing freelance work or teaching English online. Maybe you yourself have been thinking, could I become a digital nomad? What is this whole location independent thing, and what's the difference? Well, there is a difference, and today I'm going to be discussing exactly that. What is the difference between a digital nomad and a location independent person? What are the lifestyle differences? And I'm also going to give you 3 powerful tips so that if you're thinking about getting into this lifestyle, I'm going to help you get started. Hey guys, my name is James Weston and I teach people how to create more freedom in their life, specifically location freedom. Location freedom is the term that I use to basically talk about digital nomad and location independent lifestyles. See, I've personally been location independent for about 5 years now, solely working from my laptop and my phone. I was a so-called digital nomad for about a year. I hopped around living in over 15 different cities for just about a month each. Right now I live in Medellin, Colombia, and I own 2 online businesses, and really I love helping people discover how they can develop this same freedom to live and work pretty much anywhere they want. Why? Because honestly, there was a ton of stuff that I wish that I knew when I was getting started, and I had to figure all this stuff out on my own the hard way. So that's why I created this YouTube channel, to share with you what I've learned. So if you want to make the transition to working online, whether that's finding the right remote job or starting the right online business, then this channel is definitely for you. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you are notified when I post a new video every week. So the first question, digital nomad, location independent, are these just buzzwords? Is this a fad? What are we even talking about here? Well, the truth is, let's start with the term digital nomad. If you Google the word nomad, it's going to say something along the lines of this. A person who travels from place to place trying to find fresh pasture for their animals and they have no permanent home. See, being nomadic has always been about traveling and working at the same time. It's just in this day and age, digital nomads harness technology to earn a living instead of farm animals. So when we talk about digital nomads, we're talking about people who, number 1, have no fixed living place. They travel almost constantly, and at the same time, they earn most, if not all, of their income online. It's actually crazy how many digital nomads there actually are nowadays, and it's a growing community. The MBO Partners did a study back in 2018, and they found that 4.8 million people considered themselves digital nomads. That's more than the population of Los Angeles. They also found that there's also 17 million people who aspire to become digital nomads someday soon. So, when I was living as a digital nomad, I would typically spend between 2 to 4 weeks in each city that I visited, usually renting an Airbnb or staying in a hotel with friends. Before starting my journey, I moved out of my apartment in Florida, I sold or donated most of my belongings, and then I booked a one-way flight to my first stop, Vancouver, Canada. Now, let's be clear, I was not on vacation. I was still working. I just didn't have a home to go back to in between my travels. Home was basically where I was staying or where I was moving next. Now, you already know that most digital nomads do not make their money working in a typical office or a traditional job. So, how do digital nomads really make money? Well, they make money in one of 2 ways. They either work completely online, teaching a language, doing a remote job, freelancing, owning an online business or an agency. And then on top of that, they might also supplement their income by finding a job at the location they're living. This just depends on their skills and their work history. Maybe they could become a bartender, a videographer, a day laborer, or just whatever odd job that requires you to be there but doesn't require you to have a long-term commitment. So, when I was a digital nomad, I was working completely online just like I do now. But I've always had my old bartending skills in my back pocket if I ever needed them. My main business at the time was a real estate investing company. We would essentially buy, renovate, and then resell homes in the state of Florida. Now, before going remote, my business partner and I spent several years building this business and building our team on the ground there in Florida so that eventually we could get to the point where we could manage the business completely online. Our team was producing while we were working remotely, and I no longer had to be the person that was checking out properties, meeting with sellers. I could essentially just delegate that to someone else that I trusted. These were the crucial steps that allowed me to become a digital nomad. Now, let's move on to location independence. What is the difference between a digital nomad and someone who is location independent? Well, the difference really lies in their lifestyle choice. Yes, these people still make money online, and they're not burdened by a job that requires them to be in a certain office every day. But they may still choose to live and stay in one place because that's what works for them. They have the option to travel, but they're not hopping from country to country every week. In some ways, if you think about it, location independent people are actually more free than digital nomads. Location independents can choose to travel or they can choose to go home. Digital nomads don't really ever go home. Or if you really think about it, digital nomads never really leave home, since home is technically where they're at right now. So, are you more like I was in my early 20s? Back then, I was just dreaming about seeing the world, exploring new cities, experiencing new cultures, and really just learning about myself. If so, then you are probably more of a digital nomad. You'd love to have the freedom to jump from place to place, and right now having a permanent home and lots of materialistic stuff is probably not that important to you. Having the ability to travel without any obligations or commitments is really what drives you. On the flip side, maybe you're more of the way that I am now. You want to have a few home bases around the world where you spend a majority of your time with a community of people that you love. And having these permanent home bases really gives you the ability to travel from place to place and have a place to come back to. You can own a little bit more than just what fits in 2 suitcases, and you can still have the freedom to travel pretty much wherever you want, whenever you want. So, here's how I look at it. Because of recent advances in technology, location independence is essentially a career path today. There are millions of people who are working remotely and making their income online right now. And really, all it takes is an understanding of how the online market works and a certain set of skills in order to be successful. Now, on the flip side, location dependence is also a career path. You can choose a career that requires you to be in an office, be at a restaurant, a gym, or wherever it may be. Most jobs today are still location dependent, from a librarian to a bus driver to the head coach of the Toronto Raptors. And that's okay too. As long as you're doing what you want to do, that's great. Now, if you really think about it, all of this is pretty new. Back in the early 2000s, people were just using dial-up internet to message their friends on AOL Instant Messenger. People were not working remotely. Sure, you could do email, but the ability to travel around the world and get paid just really didn't exist back then. Now look at us today. Upwork, one of the largest freelancing companies in the world, just came out with a study showing that 57 million Americans are freelancers and working remotely today. That's 17% of the US population. And out of those 57 million people, 28% of them are full-time freelancers. That means that 16 million people in the United States are making their full-time income online. That's almost 4 times the population of Los Angeles. And that doesn't even include people that have remote jobs working for companies, or people like me who own businesses that they manage remotely. Here's my point. We live in a new world today. A world where it is much easier than ever before to provide value to the marketplace and then get paid from anywhere in the world. So what does this mean for you? Well, if you're someone who favors experiences over possessions, you favor freedom over tradition, and you're interested in a location independent or a digital nomad lifestyle, then I'm going to provide you with a few very valuable pieces of advice that are going to help you get started in the right direction on this journey. All right, so tip number 1. Decide if you're in this short term or if you're in it for the long haul. If you want to spend a year backpacking Europe, being a digital nomad, working in different coffee shops, and just experiencing different places without really worrying too much about making money in the future, then there is a bunch of options for you that you can consider. However, on the flip side, if you're more interested in location independence as a long-term lifestyle, choosing a career path or a business that's going to allow you to do that and actually build a future, well, that's a whole different set of options and a whole different path that you want to consider taking. All right, tip number 2, all roads lead to Rome. Guys, there are so many different paths to location freedom. The number one thing that I see stopping people from being successful at making this transition to location independence is that they don't understand the marketplace they're trying to enter. Many people just get sucked in by an ad, a video, or someone flashing a Lamborghini or a nice villa, and they're selling a course on how to make $1 million starting an e-commerce business, an affiliate marketing company, or maybe an MLM company. The next thing you know, they've spent $2,000 and they've spent 3 months of their life building an unsuccessful affiliate marketing business. And now they're out of money and they're still living at home. The problem is that the people who produce these ads are teaching their specific path. The thing that I never see anyone teaching is that the most fundamental key of the whole process is understanding that each career or each business requires a different set of skills and resources. Remember Liam Neeson from the Taken movie?
But what I do have are a very particular set of skills.
He's not going to have a lot of success in an e-commerce business with his particular set of skills. His long career rested on his ability to kick ass. So my advice would be this: get familiar with the different ways to make money online. Then match your skills and your resources with the right path for you. Start with your own skills. Research the different things that you can do, the different ways that you can make money online. Understand any new skills that you need to learn, plus the time, the energy, and the resources that you'll need to invest in order to be successful. And then, only then, plan and execute on your path. Here's a tip. When you're just starting out in terms of time, money, resources, and skills, ask yourself, why is this a good path for me? Just because I found success in a real estate business does not mean that that's the right path for you. If you want some help with this, I'm gonna put a link in the description to my free blueprint, the 4 paths to location freedom. Guys, in this blueprint, I go over the only 4 paths to become location independent and how to choose the right path and evaluate the skills that you need in order to create lasting freedom in your life. All right, guys, on to tip number 3. Join a community and find a mentor. Guys, we're talking about important things here. This is your life, your career, your finances, your future, your freedom. There are plenty of people that are already doing the things you want to be doing right now, whether that's freelance writing, starting an e-commerce business, becoming an online coach, whatever it is that you end up doing, or maybe you're not even sure yet. That's okay too. My point here is this. One of the best things that you can do for yourself right now is surround yourself with people who also value location independence, people who are also on this journey and can offer you their experience and their wisdom along the way. There are tons of groups and communities on Facebook. If you search digital nomad or location independent, you can find people who are on a similar path. I have a Facebook community that I created with my team called the Face Your Freedom community. It's essentially just a group of people, just like you and me, who are all somewhere along the journey of location freedom. We all share tips and strategies to help each other create this life of freedom. So if you want to check that out, I'll put a link to that as well in the description of this video. Guys, I hope that helps. I hope that you have a better understanding of the online marketplace now, how it works, how to find your path to location freedom, and whether or not you're more of a digital nomad or a location independent. Also, don't forget to check out the links and the bonuses in the description below. I left you guys some really cool free stuff there. If you like this video and you got something from it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up so that more people will be able to see it. Also, don't be shy. Leave me a comment below. Let me know, are you leaning more towards digital nomad or location independent, and why? Another thing, I'm coming out with a video next week all about how to decide where to live. I'm gonna be talking about the most important things that you need to consider when deciding what city you should call home. If that interests you, be sure to subscribe to my channel. All right, that's it for me, guys. I will see you next time.